You've got this book idea swirling in your head, but every time you sit down and think about it and want to write the book, it's like, where do I begin? Life's busy, time keeps slipping away, and 1 month later, 2 months later, 6 months later, you're still in the same position, wanting to write a book, but no idea where to start or where to begin. I'm Blake DeVos, and I'm the founder of Impact Group Publishing, and I've wrote 3 books in 18 months and used my book Publish to Impact to start my business and help business owners become experts so they can create more impact, income, and influence in their industry with a book. Just for example, a client, Jennifer, she came to us with one book idea and runs a purpose-driven business. She's a consultant and she had no idea how to turn her idea into a book. And in 6 months, she became an author and she hit #1 on the new release list in the US. She's now using that book to speak on stages, to earn herself the credibility, and she's driving in clients on the daily using her book. Now, the truth is, most experts in their industry, they won't write the book. They won't achieve their dream of becoming an author inside their industry and sharing their expertise with the world. Why? Because they're stuck in the cycle. They're stuck in the loop of overthinking, doubting themselves. Who am I to write a book? But you are doing your audience a disservice for not writing the book and not sharing your knowledge, not sharing your thoughts. And what happens when you continue on this pathway? The months are going to turn into years, the years are going to turn into decades, and meanwhile, other people inside the industry are sharing their books, are sharing their message with the world. I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to be the person who misses out on becoming an author because you are stuck in the same cycle, in that same loop. And the difference between you and the author that is going to be you is having a clear plan and structure, and that is what I want to show you right now. Okay, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how you can actually outline your book. But before I do that, I want to get you in the mindset of overcoming the self-doubt on how you can actually become an author. Now, the one thing that's stopping you from becoming a published author and how to become published in 6 months is this. So most experts never write their book, okay? And they use I wouldn't say excuses, but the beliefs that they have no time to write, they've got no idea where to start, they overthink every step, they doubt if anyone will care, and one of the biggest ones is feeling you need to be more established. You feel like you need to earn $1 million years to write a book and really use it as your legacy. I mean, that is one goal for people, but what we want to do is we want to use our expertise that we currently have and use that book inside our industry so we can help more people, we can earn more money ourselves, and really use our book to create the influence. So most experts never write their book, and it's always down to a clear starting step, which is the book outline. All right. But there is a reality. Writing your book is something you really want to do. You want to become an author, but you think it is an overwhelming project and you are unsure where to start. This is where the outline is so important, so you can start to visualize it. Now, writing a book is easier than you think when you have that right plan. Now, I was just like you. I will see if I can move this over there. I had a book idea, but no clue where to start. I was overwhelmed, and it took me 3 years to write my first book, The 6 Pillars of a Rewarding Life, because I just thought I could do it myself and just go through the motions, but I had no idea what I was doing. And the one thing I sacrificed a lot of was time. And I don't feel that you need to sacrifice a shitload of time to become an author. All right. So in 18 months, I wrote 3 books, 2 bestsellers. I launched Impact Group Publishing off the back of my best-selling book, Publish to Impact. And now I use my books to grow my business and authority. And by using my books, I actually just give them away. It's not a really huge deal to sell my books. And that's what we help you with inside Impact Group Publishing and my program, Idea to Impact. So now I help experts like you. We turn your ideas into published books that are going to grow your income, influence, and impact. And we direct them to whether you are starting a new business or whether you have a current business, we direct your book towards your offers and things that you're able to sell on the back end, whether that's courses, whether that's services, products even as well. So I was just like you in that position in 2018, and now we help people become authors, and it's such a fun job. Now, I just want to give you an understanding of what Idea to Impact looks like in our world. Step 1 is 30-minute book outline call, which is what I'm going to ask you to book in at the end of this, because we outline your entire book together using my custom GPT. So your expertise, your key ideas, your stories aligned with your book goals is actually going to save you a month. So in 30 minutes, we will help you outline your book for free, and it's going to save you an entire month. Okay. And Probably years, because you can actually start to visualize your book and you can actually kind of put it together and start writing it because you know exactly where to start and how to write it. Okay. Month 0 to 3, you write and you self-edit your manuscript with daily support from myself and also the systems that I provide in Impact Group Publishing. Then month 5, we professionally design, edit, and format your book. We help you publish and launch it to the world with a launch strategy. And then month 7, you have a system to make money off your book without relying on royalties as well. So you write the book, then you hand it to our team for publishing, and it is the exact program. Idea to Impact helps you go from idea to published in just 6 months. And that helps you achieve your dream of becoming an author without the overwhelm. But it all starts with this one book outline call, and you can book in. Now, I want to show you first how we make this happen. So I'm going to share the idea to outline with you so you can actually see it live in person and then decide whether it's for you or not. So this is how we take you from idea to book outline in less than half an hour. Now, it won't take me half an hour to show this through you, but I'm going to go through it in a bit of a quicker way so that you can actually understand just how the process works, because I have examples already listed in here. So let's just go ahead and start. Now, step 1 is you want to actually define the book's purpose. And it's like anything in life, you need to define what the purpose is, the reason for writing the book, and you want to get to know, in this instance, your book idea. Okay, so this is where you reflect on your target audience, you identify the problem you're solving for them, then you also identify the outcome you want this book to achieve, because you're writing a book to help solve someone's problem. In my instance, my book idea is designed for business owners, coaches, and consultants who want to write a book and that builds their authority and grows their business. The book addresses common challenges in the book writing process, offering strategies and insights to create more impact, income, and influence within their industry. So this is where you'd write a statement of purpose based on your book idea, and then that's what we would work on the free call. Your core message is the action points. Okay, you want to be super clear. Who's going to be reading your book? What problem are you solving? What's the outcome or the transformation that is going to occur when they finish your book? And you want to narrow down the main idea. And as well, if you have a unique framework or process, acknowledge it. So for my Publish to Impact book, my Idea to Impact program is the framework inside Publish to Impact. And it's how you go from idea to published author in 6 months, right? So these are just other examples. If you're an online small business coach, this book provides practical, easy to implement marketing strategies that small business owners can use to grow their business online. So the who, small business owners; the problem, struggling with marketing and growing their business online; the outcome, or transformation. So practical, easy to implement strategies that are going to grow their business. Okay. That's the outcome. That's the transformation, business growth. Then the main idea, marketing strategies designed specifically for small business owners to scale online. All right. And the same is for a mindset coach for teenagers. So this book's going to help teenagers build confidence, break through self-doubt, and develop a strong mindset to handle life's challenges. The who, teenagers; the problem, they struggle with self-doubt and a lack of confidence; the outcome, developing a stronger mindset and increased confidence to handle those life's challenges. Okay. And the main idea is helping teenagers build confidence and resilience. All right. Then just you're going off my book, Publish to Impact, helping business owners and industry leaders become best-selling authors using a proven framework to have a ready for publishing book in 6 months so they can increase their income, impact, and influence. So it's just building off of that purpose of the book as well. All right. So what is your 1-sentence summary as well? So you'd write that down there. And then step 3 is where you want to brainstorm your book topics. So this is where you uncover your audience needs. What can the reader act on? Stories are super important. So your unique stories that you can use inside the book as well. And then anecdotes, so any short real life examples to communicate. And this is where you want to write down every potential topic and story. So what we would do on the call is we would riff through all of these potential stories, and then we'll eventually align them all up together and create the outline. So you don't want to expect to have everything figured out right away. So you won't have every idea written down in 30 minutes. I mean, you can continue sort of just tweaking and adding to it as you write the book as well. But this is what 2 examples will look like. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 book examples. One is personal growth for business owners, And the ideas in here, we can look at, so we'll look at mindset and motivation, developing a growth mindset, work-life balance. These are all ideas that are going to be important topics inside this particular book. Then there's the stories. So through either your own experience or factual research, you can use potential stories that it's going to really enhance the actual quality of the book. So the time I nearly gave up but pushed through, my biggest failure that turned into my biggest opportunity. What these stories are going to do, these stories are going to help relatability. They're going to help the reader relate to the stories you're telling and the expertise you have, because stories and your expertise combined is a really powerful way to write a book. And then the second example here, leadership for corporate managers. So you can see it's under the business sort of category, but we're in a professional environment for book example 2, and we're talking about leadership for corporate managers. So these potential topics, effective decision making and leadership, obviously that's super important. Strategic thinking for corporate leaders, team motivation, engagement strategies, how to build high performing teams. These are all potential topics that could be included in leadership for corporate managers type book. And I'm sure you've got your book idea that you've nailed at the top of the outline, where you can then go, okay, well, I'm starting to run through all these ideas that I can talk about in my book. Awesome. You can write down all the great ones, you write down all the shit ones, you write down all the mediocre ones, because what you're going to find is it's all going to shape and you're going to start to see the vision come to life. Then there's just the potential stories here. So the toughest decision I ever made as a leader, how I turned a struggling team into top performers, the unexpected lesson I learned from difficult change. So these are just potential stories you can include, but you want to obviously relate them to your book. Okay. So once this is done, we'll do this on the call. Once this is done, you have a list of topics and stories that's going to give you a starting point to include in your book. And then the next thing we do is we are going to organize them. So this is actually just a brain dump. And the whole idea is just to get you super clear in what your book can look like and really get you excited to actually start to write the book, because it's super important to know that when you get this outline, it's like, wow, my book actually isn't that far away and I have enough to write for a book. So you don't worry if you haven't got a complete list, you'll be able to do it. Then we group the topics together. So you think of your book as a journey. So what does the reader need to know at what point in time? Where does each story fit against each topic? Okay. So what we do is we connect each idea to each story. So that way we know where everything's going to fit. The result of this is an almost finished book plan that is ready for organizing. And here's now the fun part. We actually break this down. So I have a custom GPT that I use for this. So I'm going to copy my potential ideas and stories into here. Then I will open up my GPT, ChatGPT bot. So as you can see here, I have it here too. So I'm creating a book outline. Can you list these topics and stories in order that best fits the journey I'll take my reader on? This needs to be an in-depth book outline. And we're using my custom GPT bot, which has all of my IP built behind it from my idea to impact framework. All right. So I've got it right here. We'll create the list and we'll see what comes up. Okay. So you can see here, you've got chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Then there's parts. So it's like you've got 3 parts to the book, and you can structure this any way you want. There's no rules of having parts to your book. You can have just all chapters. But this is how you can start to see what this outline can look like. All right. So what you can actually teach in each chapter, and it really plays out so clearly for you to see based on the ideas and the stories that you have for your book. So that's what we do in half an hour with you, and we do it for free because we want to help you write your book. Okay, so that is idea to outline, and that's what we can do in 30 minutes with you on the call. But not only that, is when you have that book outline, it's going to make writing so much easier. And this is what happens, right? So you've got people here who have published books. Jennifer, she came a top new release, like I mentioned earlier in the video. Linda published her book in 6 months, and she had decades of experience in wanting to turn her story and her expertise into a book, and she was able to do that. But not only that, is you have amazing reviews, and the best thing about writing a book is you can bring people in who are going to support you and leave awesome reviews for you as well, and even random people that you don't know. So if you are ready to become a published author, or at least have the inkling and need that extra help, please apply to book in your free Idea to Outline session. These are super, super valuable, and they're only suited towards coaches and those who have an expertise, or if you have a current business. So in 30 minutes, we're going to map out your entire book structure. We'll give you an entire publishing plan so you can see how you can become an author in 6 months, so you can finally start sharing your expertise with the world. So click below, and I can't wait to help you map out your entire book structure and your publishing plan so you can actually write the book. See you then.